last two videos, we built an aluminum galley frame using this extruded aluminum and some brackets. And we created a really nice, strong mounting point for our refrigerator, our drawers, our cabinet, a nice structure to attach our countertop to. There'll be a water system attached to this as well, so there's going to be some weight residing in this cabinet. So we've got a nice solid foundation for our cabinetry. And in our last video, we built some stainless steel drawers. These drawer boxes required little more than taking a couple measurements and cutting out the bottom and the back, putting in a few screws, and I laid down some of my vinyl flooring, and it made for really nice. So there are some covers that cover up these adjustment points, but it's hard to see too with no light, but made for some really nice looking drawers. So now what we need to do is we need to attach the hardware that keep the drawers closed, otherwise they're gonna open going down the road. So I bought these marine stainless steel latches, and what I like about these, beyond the fact that they're stainless and they should last forever, is they only require one action to open. So you're not pushing a button, waiting for it to pop out and then open it. You just pull on the lever to open and close. So that of course requires drilling a nice big hole in your new cabinets, which is a little bit scary. But one of the things that I had to do is modify the catch. Here's the catch, and here's the inside of the drawer latch where it catches. And I had to fabricate one because this is the bracket that comes with the latches. And the issue that I had is that the slots here don't necessarily align with the slot in the tube. In other words, imagine this turned upside down. This needs to sit forward like this, and as you can see, that doesn't align with the slot. So all I've done is I've taken some 1/16 inch thick aluminum. It's the same thickness as these brackets, and I'm simply cutting it down and just drilling holes where I want. So it takes about a minute to make my own bracket. So that's one thing I've had to do, but we will walk you through the process of installing latches on these other drawers. The aluminum I'm simply marking to be the same length as the original bracket, and I cut this originally with just a miter saw that has a non-ferrous aluminum blade in it. My camera stopped recording, but I drilled 2 holes, and here's the completed larger bracket. Now, before we remove this drawer face where we're going to mount the catch, we're going to remove the drawer above it. I'm going to mark on the back of the drawer where this bar hits. So this bar is 1.5 inches, so it's going to come down to about right here. We're going to mark it there on the back of the drawer, because then we need to drill a hole for our drawer catch 41 millimeters below this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You probably won't be able to see it. And that's all I did, was mark right here, the bottom of this bar. This is our mark. This is where the face frame hits the drawer front. So now I'm measuring the midpoint of the drawer. So my drawer is 436 millimeters wide. So I got a mark at 218. And the drawer latch needs to be 41 millimeters down from that location. So then I put a mark at 41. So this is where we're going to drill our hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm using a 50 millimeter 2-inch Forstner bit. This is just a fairly inexpensive bit. They're all kind of expensive, but I'm going to drill a small hole through from the back to the front because you're more likely to get tear out as the drill bit passes through the surface. So I don't want the tear out to be on the face. If there's any tear out at all, I don't want it to be on the face of the drawer. So by drilling a hole through, I'll be able to locate the center point on the front, and then I'll drill up through, and then this is the back. So if there's any tear out, it would be on the back of the drawer. You have to be pretty careful in drilling this hole that you have your drill as level as possible. Otherwise, I'm going to send the bit through at an angle and it'll be misaligned. It can be misaligned a little bit, but it's going to make it more difficult on yourself.
Now you can do it.
Safety first.
Okay.
Okay, so now what I'm doing is I did a test drawer with a hole in it, so I'm using that. I have that clamped to some wood behind it, and I'm using that to keep the drill bit straight so that it doesn't jump around and scratch up the wood. Now that we have our drawer latches installed, we're going to do the same for the cabinet door. I've marked on the inside, pencil line, where it meets up with the framing. So we'll install our catch up high here so that the handle's within reach, that I haven't bent over too much. And we need to bore a hole in the door and install our latch. Alright, we've got all of our latching hardware installed. It works well. There's a view from the inside. Just pulls the little pin back. So now I need to attach my countertop to the frame. So I bolted 6 of these little angle brackets onto the frame, and one of my goals was to make the countertop easily removable in case I need to service something, work on something. So what I'm planning to do is put some wood inserts into the bottom of the countertop. That way they'll create some metal threads within the wood so that I can run screws up into it and have a secure connection. I've marked the bottom of my countertop, and I'm going to install these wood inserts. You drill a hole, and then you use a hex driver to drive these into the hole, and then you can thread a screw into them. So it's nice if you're going to be taking it in and out a few times, which I probably will be. And I've put a stop collar on the end of my bit to make sure that I don't drill through the top of my countertop. So now I can, using the driver, I can insert the one insert. Now we have our 6 wood inserts attached to the bottom of our countertop. And here's the final product for today. We got all of our latching hardware installed. And here's a little peek of the countertop. I did not build the countertop. A friend took some plywood and he edged it in bamboo so that it looks like a solid piece of bamboo, but it is not. And then he cut some matte black laminate to go on the top. And then we made a little bamboo backsplash just to keep water from, if you spill water on the counter, from running down the back of the cabinet. So that's what we have for right now. Next time we'll install the sink and soap dispenser, faucet, and get the Galley cabinet wrapped up. Thank you guys for watching.